Most people aren't ready for what's about to hit us. Now, I'm not saying that to be dramatic, I'm saying that because I lived it. So, back in 2008, I lost everything. I was earning six figures as a sales director, and then boom, next thing I know, I'm homeless. So, no home, no savings, and a credit score that just looked like a joke. What's happening right now? Well, the bad news is it feels eerily similar. And trust me, the pain hits hardest when you're the last one to see it coming. So this week, we're seeing red flags all across the board, but they're being buried under headlines and distractions. So before we take a deep dive, it's imperative you hit that like button and subscribe so that you get notified the minute we produce another game changing video that affects your finances. And I promise you'll appreciate it. So buckle up and let's plunge straight in. So, what's the mainstream news telling you? That everything's under control, inflation's cooling, jobs are stable, and the economy's resilient. But that's not the full picture because here's what they're not telling you. Household debt just hit $18.04 trillion. According to the Federal Reserve's latest data, Americans are defaulting on car loans, credit cards, and personal loans at the fastest pace since 2009. Credit card debt is now at a record breaking $1.21 trillion. And here's the kicker: the average American has less in savings than they do in debt. And that is a financial ticking time bomb. Now, on top of that, Trump just announced a 25% tariff on all imported cars that goes into effect next week. Now, that's not a rumor, that's real. And that one move alone is going to send shockwaves through the auto industry. Now, you might be thinking, tariffs? That's political stuff. That doesn't affect me. Wrong. Tariffs are taxes, and businesses do not eat those costs, they pass them on to you. So when a car becomes $4,000 more expensive to build, can you guess who's paying the price? You guessed it, you are. Inflation is going up again. The Fed knows it, which is why they've frozen rate cuts again, even though the economy is clearly slowing down. Why? Because they're in a lose lose situation. If they cut rates, inflation will spike. If they don't cut rates, the economy slows, unemployment rises, and recessions hit harder. And we're stuck in the middle. Now, stick with me because in just a moment, I'm going to show you a shocking stat from the Fed's own data that most people aren't even aware of yet. And it explains why your paycheck might not stretch to cover your bills by summer. So here's that stat: 3.6% of all American consumer debt is now over 90 days past due. That includes car loans, credit cards, and HELOCs. And that number is climbing fast. So we're seeing a debt snowball where people are taking on more credit just to survive, but they can't even pay off the minimums. So let me break it down even more. Auto loan delinquencies, they're up. Retail card delinquencies, they're up. Student loan balances, rising again after the forbearance cliff. Meanwhile, the cost of essentials, groceries, gas, insurance is up 20 to 40% from just a few years ago. This, my friends, is stagflation in disguise: high prices plus stagnant wages plus mounting debt. So, what most people don't realize is this: the economy doesn't collapse overnight, it erodes slowly until it breaks suddenly, just like it did in 2008. The average person is operating under the idea that once the feds cut the rates, everything will bounce back. But here's the harsh truth: even if they do cut rates later this year, it might already be too late for millions of households. And that's why I keep saying, don't just survive, thrive. So here's your action plan. Number one, destroy your high interest debt no matter what. Work extra hours, sell stuff, get a side hustle, whatever it takes. Number two, build a 6 to 12 months of emergency savings in a high yield savings account. Now, most people don't even have $500 saved. You need to be the exception. And thirdly, keep investing, but wisely. This is not the time to bet the market on risky stocks. Stick with low cost index funds like VTI, VOO, or a total market ETF. When the market drops 25 to 40%, the people who are sitting on cash and ready to buy, well, they always come out on top every single time. And here's what almost no one is talking about. There's a new economic policy announcement scheduled for next week, and that could shake the markets once again. And I'll cover that for you in one of my next videos, so make sure you subscribe and don't miss it. Because in 2008, I was that guy who didn't prepare. Today, I'm the guy helping you not to make that same mistake. So like, comment below with your biggest takeaway, and share this with someone who's still asleep at the wheel. And I'll see you in the next one. And remember, hope is not a strategy. Thank you.